so much to learn. I feel like we could do some learning together. We can learn some witchy stuff together. I'm going to lean on the cards a little bit more, try and figure out what they're trying to say to me. Last month we focused on September, October. We focused on spooky books. Okay. We had the Seven of Air. And this was the second time in a row. We got this in September as well, and October. And the card, just a brief, I can't remember the card, but the prompt was unreliable narrator. Oh, it was like, I think it was some sort of transformation. I think like shapeshifter. That was what the card was kind of talking about. Some sort of shapeshifter, and I chose Bunny. Bunny from Bunny by Mona Awad, I think that's her name. I did not read that. I did not read it. I did not read it. I didn't Thursday Murder Club. And guess what? I did read it. I did read it again. I was good this month. At least. Mostly good. I did read it. And I actually watched the new Netflix show, and I thought it was pretty well done. I actually really liked the Thursday Murder Club. I gave it a 5, surprisingly. So this card is going in the finished pile. This is the next card. 2 of air, 2 of air, 2 of air, 2 of air. This is, I think, being kept in the dark or ignorant. I think the meaning, if I remember correctly. And the prompt was the MC being or the protagonist being either an anti-hero or a criminal. I chose the book Ritual by Chantal Tessier. Guess what? I DNF'd it. I got about 50 pages in, and I just hated it so much. I did not like it. I felt like the writing was really bad, and there were too many triggers that I did not like. I just didn't like the premise, honestly. I knew I wasn't going to like the romance. So, that's a DNF, and it's really sad because I actually have the book, and it's a pretty book. It came in my Bookish box subscription, and it was one of the things, the catalysts that made me decide that I'm pretty sure I'm going to be unsubscribing to it, just because I want to, if I'm going to buy pretty books, I want them to be books that I know I'm going to like, and there's just too much variety or like variability in this subscription for me. So I'm going to say that this is finished because I did try it and I DNF'd it. So the last card is the Knight of Air. The Knight of Air. Let's see. The Knight of Air. I feel like, if I remember correctly, the Knight of Air was you very confident in yourself, almost too confident and sophisticated. You think highly of yourself, and that works in your favor sometimes. It doesn't always work in your favor. Sometimes it doesn't. And the prompt was a book that would make me laugh. And I chose Zodiac Academy number 6. It's the next book, whatever book I'm on now. And I started it, and honestly, I think I need a break. So I will probably continue reading it. I mean, I will, but it might be very, very slow read, because I haven't even picked it up in the last 10 days or something, 15 days, maybe even half a month. So I'm going to put this back in the pile, in the to be done again pile, because I have not finished it. Even though I started it, I'm not actively reading it. So I will say that was a failed attempt, but I think that's good because it 4 out of the 5, 3 out of the 5, 4 out of the, it was 3 out of the 5. I read 3 out of the 5 on. This is a mask. Let's learn together. Let's learn what the Night of Earth means. Night of Earth. The Night of Earth lives. The Night of Earth lives in the deep, old-growth forest, where the land is humid and lush. It is their job to slowly break down the fallen trees and the bodies of animals who have passed and incorporate them into the soil, where they will be reborn. It is a long, slow process, but their dedication allows the forest to evolve and grow. While waking in the woods and you see a cluster of mushrooms on a fallen, rotten tree, that is the Night of Earth at work. The Night of Earth brings the stamina needed to complete a job that takes time and dedication. You want this energy near you when facing a tedious task that you must complete. Think about that time that you had to write a paper on a boring subject or clean your house. The energy that helped you get through that right there, my friend, was the Night of Earth. Because the energy of the night is complex and needs to be balanced. Too much of this force cannot. Too much of this force can be not a great thing. Out of balance, the night is stubborn and fixates on the small portion of the task. It can lead to pessimistic feelings as you begin to feel as though you will never complete your job in this lifetime or the next. The Night of Earth also doesn't reverse direction or pivot too quickly. When the Night of Earth appears in a reading, you need to ask yourself if you are dedicated or just stubborn and willing to try something. I want to find something. There's two things that I could do here. A journey, like a book, where there's a journey or something that the protagonist has to do, but it's going to take a while. Like, it doesn't happen fast. It's like a slow build up. So maybe like something in a trilogy or something in a series that takes a while. And the other thing I thought about was a stubborn main character. A stubborn main character. I have an idea, but I don't know if it's going to be fair for me to put it on. And let's see what the prompt has to tell me. The Wheel of Fortune. Let's see what the Wheel of Fortune has to say about this. Let's see what it will be. I might not put that book on because I'm like 3/4 of the way in. A girl gang. Oh, that would fit too. I probably shouldn't. I shouldn't put it on. I really shouldn't. Let's see, is there anything else that would be good, my friends? What do you think, Weary Traveler? Weary Traveler, what do you think? let's look at what the Wheel of Fortune says. See if we can get a little bit more specific. Let's see what this wheel has chosen for us. Trending. Okay, well, Harry Potter is not trending right now, so I think that's out. That's okay. Trending. What's a book that's trending? And that has like a person that is a comedic relief almost in a serious situation. This might be a little hard for me to figure out what I want to do. You know what? I'm gonna be back. I'm back. That took me a lot longer than I wanted to take. I was looking for a trending book, and that's why it took me a long time, because I had a lot of other ideas, but I felt like I needed to find a book on one of the trending lists. And so, supposedly, this book is trending on TikTok right now. I don't know, because I don't know. I'm not on BookTok or TikTok right now. I read another book from this author earlier this year, and I felt like I really liked it, and I felt like he has like a really dark sense of humor, and I feel like that kind of perfectly cozy book. Something not like, no hard stakes, you know, like, not like just kind of like a cozy mystery, cozy, even better, like cozy fantasy maybe, I don't know, something that, or even just like a cozy romance, small stakes, just because I feel like enjoying the simple pleasures, I feel like that's kind of like, in order to do that, in reading, you kind of like, I don't know how to explain it. I think it's just like the feeling of just like cozying up and reading a simple book that just makes you feel good. So we'll see what the spin wheel, the wheel of fortune says. Hopefully I can actually like find a book easily. Read the book on your TBR with the longest title. Alright, that doesn't, it has to fit the tarot card, so maybe it's not going to be the longest, but maybe the longest that fits. Okay, that took way too long, but I think I finally figured out what I wanted to read, what I want to read. It was between two books. The first one was Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets, because I did start the series over again, kind of as like a nostalgic read, borrowing it from the library, because I don't have the books, and I'm not going to buy the books. So, you know, that still might be, that still might be an option, depending on how well this other book goes. This is my first option, because as much as I want to do Harry Potter, I also found this book, and it has more words in the title, which is the prompt. And I also feel like it's a lot more cozy and low stakes than Harry Potter. Harry Potter's still cozy, but there's always something dangerous, like pretty dangerous, at the end of each book. And the second book has the basilisk. And so, even though, like, it still works for me because it's still a cozy book and I know what happens in the end, it's a reread, I'm going to try and read this other book just because it fits both prompts really well. I'm putting A Witch's Guide to Fake Dating a Demon by Sarah Holly. I've heard good and bad things about it. A girl who ruins a spell. She's a witch, but I think she has a hard time with her spells and magic because it's hard. It's not like baking, though, to be honest. Sometimes baking is hard too. If you don't do it right, if you mess up a little bit, it can ruin the recipe. I know. I've done that. And so she summons a demon, and of course they fall in love. So I feel like it's really cozy. Should be very cozy romance. And it's also, I mean, it fits the spooky, witchy vibes. A Witch's Guide. A Witch's Guide to Dating a Demon. Okay, so that is like no other in the land as it extends upward to the clouds, while its long and mighty roots extend down through the ground into the cosmos, where the wisdom of the universe nourishes it. While standing before the tree, you feel its presence, its history, its power over the land. The tree represents tradition, of the wisdom of knowing the past, and of finding a deeper meaning in life. But the visible tree is only part of the story, as it is only a small part of the vast root system that to stick with for this next month. The main character has a secret identity that was unknown to her, I think, and it has something to do with her family, obviously, and who she is and who her family was, her ancestors. And so I feel like that there fits really well with the card as well. Bringing in ancestors, traditions, and even breaking off from those traditions, because she was like literally torn from her family. Anyway, enough of that. That's just kind of like a little spoiler, but not too bad. So I think this is the second book, and I'm excited. It's, even though it's like super hefty, thick, I think it'll be a good read for November. Since it's always darkest before the first light. Alright, that is the fourth book on my TBR. Alright, let's go for 5, and I think that might be the last book. I'm enjoying putting 5 down, because obviously, like, every single month so far, I have not finished it, but it still gives me options, and I have been finishing, like, the majority of the list, so one more, even though I want to do more. It's okay. Hierophant, done. Let's choose our 5th card. I want this one. Can you tell me what it is? What is it? What is it? The Fool, the first card in the Major Arcana. I love the bees. So pretty. The bird. The Fool is kind of like adventurous and like kind of a risk taker, I think, or just like they're going out young and I guess a little naive, but they're just starting new. There's so many possibilities. It's like, it's a good card. Once I saw a diminutive young fairy perched on top of a beehive. The buzzing of the bees, buzz of the bees below did not faze this oblivious creature. As I reached down to scoop up a handful of pure honey, the fairy seemed right at home. And although the bees may have disagreed, they didn't seem to be bothered by the fairy's presence. The world was wide open for this youthful spirit to explore. The trees were there for them to climb, the air was free to float through, and the honey was there for the taking. Why wouldn't it be? This fairy saw the world for all its possibilities, and just the notion of holding back and not trying an idea that popped into their head was something this developing creature could not comprehend. The Fool asks that you quiet the voice inside that prevents you from trying something or doing something new or out of bounds. When this fairy appears in a reading, you may be holding back out of fear, or your adult mind is blocking you from seeing all the possibilities, They ask that you relax on the rules a bit. When you allow sleuthists, I guess. They're trying to figure out crimes and solve them and stop them, etc., etc. And okay, this is I don't think it's a stretch, but it's kind of funny because the Fool is like supposedly representing youth, foolhardiness and stuff, but the Thursday Murder Club, they're all a bunch of retirees in a retirement home. So they're old, but I feel like they have the spirit of youth. They're so funny and lively, and yes, they are like a little foolhardy. So I feel like it perfectly fits both cards in a way, and I'm excited because I have been wanting to read this. Like, that was the second time that book came to mind in this video. I just really would love to read it and continue on. And yeah, so that is our card. That is our book for the Fool. That is our book for the Fool card. And that is our last book, my dear weary traveler. The embers are glowing. The fire has died out. Dusk has settled in, and night is coming.